The TCA's come to an end with a flood of news from the Arrowverse. This and more on the week's news.
The week's news on TVEnthusiast.com.
Recording a day late on August 13th, I'm Tyson Gifford. Let's get started. First, let's talk about some new shows. SyFy has picked up the rights for Brave New World and has tasked comic book writer Grant Morrison and Crank director Bryan Taylor to adapt the dystopian science fiction book as a TV series. The original novel was written by Aldous Huxley, and Amblin Entertainment and Universal Cable Productions are producing the series. Next up, Wild Cards. George R.R. Martin's Wild Cards has been picked up for series as well by Universal Cable Productions. There is no news yet on what channel it could go to. Universal Cable Productions primarily makes stuff for their own channels, which includes USA, NBC, and SyFy. Wild Cards is based on the book series by George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones. They are actually various stories that are edited together in a connected universe. Melinda M. Snodgrass of Star Trek The Next Generation and Gregory Novak of Jeremiah are serving as executive producers. Hot on the heels of Time Warner buying a 10% share in the company, Hulu has just announced that they are canceling their free streaming service. They still have a live streaming service coming next year, and they're trying to kind of balance things out as they're going to lose their CW content, including The Flash and Arrow. Now it would include Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow as well, due to a new deal with Netflix. A new commercial came out from eCorp Messaging, a Twitter account, based on the eCorp company from Mr. Robot. It is announcing a eCorp messaging app to arrive on August 17th. This video was then reposted by Telltale Games, the makers of the Game of Thrones game, the Walking Dead game, Minecraft Stories game. They do a bunch of story-based adventure games. So, is Mr. Robot their next game? Well, interestingly enough, the commercial is for a messaging app, and it does show the iOS and Android logos at the end, implying if this is some sort of game, maybe it is mobile only. We'll have to see. A lot of news has come out from Star Trek Discovery, the new Bryan Fuller TV series based on the Star Trek universe. Bryan Fuller himself has confirmed that this iteration of Star Trek will feature a human female lead, though that lead is not the captain of the starship. The character will instead be a lieutenant commander with caveats. Casting for characters is colorblind, which means that this character could be of any ethnicity. Casting for all characters is actually colorblind. Bryan Fuller also confirmed that there will be an openly gay character, that lots of aliens and even robots will be showing up. He posted a tweet of a makeup test which seems to imply Andorians will be involved in the story. And they announced the official timeline of the series. It will take place 10 years before the original series, exploring a never-before-explored event in the timeline that is referenced in the original series. Spock's mom, Amanda Grayson, may have a featured role in the series, but won't be central to the plot. Lastly, it was revealed that the bending of space and time will occur. So, does that mean time travel? And now for our big story, the Arrowverse. So first off, Arrow added Dolph Lundgren as the villain Kovar in Season 5 of the series. He will appear in the flashbacks in which Oliver goes to Russia. In Season 5's flashbacks, Oliver will be becoming a part of the Russian mafia, which he will eventually reach the rank of captain, as we've already seen in the series. Season 5 will be the last season for Oliver's pre-return flashbacks. Season 6 will have flashbacks as well, but they'll come from various other characters. It has now been confirmed that Flash's main villains will include Dr. Alchemy and Savitar. So Dr. Alchemy was already kind of known, but Savitar is a new one. It finally confirms this man in a black suit that we've seen, that seemed to be a speedster. Well, Savitar is a speedster in the comics. Gray Damon from Friday Night Lights has been cast as Mirror Master as well. And The Flash and Supergirl are going to have a musical crossover episode towards the end of the season. The two shows, not all 4 shows. This is completely unrelated to the 4-episode crossover, which will happen earlier in the season, featuring all of the Arrowverse shows. Supergirl has some casting news of its own. Sharon Leal has been cast as Miss Martian, and Chris Wood has been cast as Mon-El. Kevin Smith has also signed up to direct an episode of the series. He'll also be directing an episode of The Flash this season, as he did last season. And now Legends of Tomorrow. Sarah Gray from the upcoming Power Rangers movie has been cast as Stargirl. Matthew McCall has been cast as Commander Steel. He is last seen in iZombie. Lance Henriksen from the X-Men spin-off series Millennium has been cast as Obsidian. Now we know that the Arrowverse is composed of these 4 large shows on the CW, but there are also several animated projects that tie in. Well, there was one so far called Vixen that aired on CW Seed, but now there's going to be a second. Freedom Fighters The Ray is coming to CW Seed, and it will be directly connected to the Arrowverse in the same way that Vixen was in before. And not only is it going to be directly connected, but the character, the Ray, is going to show up in one of the actual Arrowverse shows. The Ray focuses on Raymond Ray Terrell, who has light-based powers. And he is the first openly gay Arrowverse lead. Speaking of openly gay, a major character on one of the shows, one of the Arrowverse shows, the 4 shows that we initially announced, is going to explore their sexuality in the next season and decide to come out as gay to their friends. Lastly, Batman characters will not be appearing in the Arrowverse this season, and there is no plan yet in place for them to appear. Now let's take a look at what's coming up on the horizon. Yesterday, Friday, August 12th, 2016, The Get Down debuted on Netflix. On Sunday, August 21st, 2016, Fear the Walking Dead returns on AMC. On Tuesday, August 23rd, 2016, Halt and Catch Fire returns to AMC. On Wednesday, August 24th, 2016, Gomorrah debuts on Sundance. On Saturday, August 27th, 2016, Aquarius returns to NBC. On Sunday, August 28th, 2016, The Strain returns on FX. On Wednesday, August 31st, 2016, You're the Worst returns on FXX, and Shut-Eye debuts on Hulu. On Sunday, September 2nd, 2016, Narcos returns to Netflix. On September 2nd, 2016 as well, Chef's Table debuts on Netflix, or actually returns on Netflix, I'm sorry. On Monday, September 5th, 2016, Harley and the Davidsons, a new miniseries, debuts on Discovery. Also, 2 new series debut on MTV, Loosely Exactly Nicole and Mary plus Jane. On Tuesday, September 6th, 2016, Atlanta, the new Donald Glover series, debuts on FX. And Startup debuts on Crackle, From Dusk Till Dawn returns on El Rey, and Queen Sugar debuts on OWN. On Thursday, September 8th, 2016, Better Things debuts on FX. And that brings us to the question. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of Nickelodeon, classic shows like Rugrats, Doug, and the Ren and Stimpy Show, which just happened this last Thursday, we would like to ask you, what was your favorite Nickelodeon show? As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to TVEnthusiast.com.